Hey everyone, and welcome to another series of installation videos brought to you by Rockford Fosgate and the Rockford Technical Training Institute. In this series of videos, we're going to be taking a look at the installation process of our all-new audio system components for the Polaris Ranger side-by-side vehicles. So, without further ado, let's head inside and see how it's done. Alright guys, I am now joined by Brad with our new product development team, and he is going to help walk us through the installation of our Moto Rear kit for the Ranger vehicles. Now this particular Ranger already has our Stage 2 audio system installed, so we're going to be adding on to that. So Brad, what all comes in the Moto Rear kit?
So with our rear kit, we're including our rear RM1 cans, as well as our vehicle-specific clamps and wiring.
All right, and what's the first thing we need to do to get started?
First thing we're gonna do is remove the hood and the top of the dash.
All right, well, let's get going. All right, so now that we have the hood and the top of the dash panel removed, we can go ahead and continue with the disassembly of the interior of the vehicle. So Brad, what do we need to take out next?
So on our four-seater, we're gonna go ahead and remove the front and rear storage pockets that are underneath the seats.
Okay.
Once we get those out of the way, we'll move to the drive shaft cover on the front. Now, if you have a two-seat, obviously you're not gonna have the back seat to worry about, so you just have to worry about the front compartments under the seat.
Okay, and then from there we can move to the rear of the vehicle.
After we get that all out of the way, we'll go back to the back side of the vehicle, start mounting our cans so we can run our wires forward.
All right, we'll see how it's done. All right, so now that we have the vehicle disassembled, we're ready to start the installation of our mounting clamp assemblies. Now the clamps that we've created to work with the Ranger is designed around the profile of the roll cage of the vehicle itself. So as you can see, it follows that contour of the roll cage and is designed to lock itself around that shape. The clamp assembly is two pieces held together with 4 machined screws. It has to be separated to be able to put it on the vehicle. Also, the mounting ferrule for the rear can assembly can be positioned either so the mounting point is to the inside of the vehicle, or if you choose, you can actually rotate it so it's sticking to the outside if you wanted, for whatever reason, to mount the can on the outside of the vehicle. Also, you'll notice that there's a hole in the barrel for the wires to pass through. Because we're going to be running the wires down along the roll cage assembly, we want to make sure that this opening is positioned toward the front of the vehicle itself. To install the assembly, simply place one piece against the flat part, hook the other half around it, and you'll sandwich the two together. Then, taking the screws that come with it, begin to put the two together, tightening them as you go. All right, so now with our clamp assembly securely in place on the roll cage, we're ready to go ahead and route our wire into the clamp and install the speakers. So what you'll want to do to make this, try and make this as easy as possible on yourself, is taking the white plug into the cable, route it through the hole in the neck of the clamp, and then slip it back through the opening, pulling through enough slack to make it easy to make the connection at this end. You'll want to leave slack hanging out this side of the clamp assembly, so when we pull it back through, it goes through easy and it doesn't bind up on you. Now, once you're at this point, grab your weight can assembly, simply align the locking tab, plug it in, pull the slack from the speaker back through the opening, like so. Fully seat the can onto the mounting collar, and then using the security Torx wrench that comes with mini cans, go ahead, temporarily lock it in place. Now you'll be able to adjust this to your positioning however you like it later on, but we want to make sure the thing's not going to fall off. So we'll go ahead and lock it in. Once it's somewhat secure, pull the slack back through. And now we're ready to start securing the cabling in place and running it forward. All right, so before we start running the wiring forward, a couple cosmetic things to talk about. So with the clamp assemblies, you'll notice because of the two-way application for this neck assembly, we're left with this large opening in the outside of the clamp. Well, included with the clamps are adhesive back inserts. Simply peel the back off and position them and stick them in place. That way it closes over the wiring hole. Secondly, on the back of the can, because the Diamond R logo is positioned one specific way on the can, it's not always positioned or oriented in the correct position up or down. So we're also including replacement badges. So these, again adhesive back, can simply be peeled off and placed in the impression on the back of the can assembly, so now your Diamond R logos look correct when you're looking at them, depending on their position, left or right. All right, so now that we have the can and clamp assembly completely installed, ready to run the wire harness forward to the front of the vehicle. We're going to start by tucking the wire in behind the trim panel that we loosened earlier and bringing the other end of the cable up underneath the vehicle into the storage compartment area. Once we have it there, we're going to continue routing it forward, following the main wiring harness until we get up into the front of the vehicle. Alright, so now that we have the wires ran up to the dash area, we can go ahead and make the final connections at the radio assembly, test the system, and secure the wires with zip ties.
Once we get all that done and everything works properly, we'll go ahead and put all the panels back in and get it back on the trails.
Alright guys, that wraps it up for this install. As you can see, it was pretty straightforward and easy to do. So before we go, Brad, anything you want to add?
Now as always, if you have any questions, feel free to give our tech guys a call before, during, or after your installations.
And as always, check out our YouTube channel for more installation videos or our website for more information on our products. That wraps it up for us. See you again in another video.